Chapter 4. And he maketh an altar of brass, 20 cubits its length, and 20 cubits its breadth, and 10 cubits its height. And he maketh the molten sea, 10 by the cubit, from its edge unto its edge, round in compass, and 5 by the cubit its height, and a line of 30 by the cubit doth compass it round about. And the likeness of oxen is under it, all round about encompassing it, 10 in the cubit, compassing the sea round about. 2 rows of oxen are cast in its being cast. It is standing on 12 oxen, 3 facing the north, and 3 facing the west, and 3 facing the south, and 3 facing the east. And the sea is upon them above, and all their hinder parts are within. And its thickness is a handbreadth, and its lip as the work of a lip of a cup flowered with lilies, taking hold, baths 3,000 it containeth. And he maketh 10 lavers, and putteth 5 on the right, and 5 on the left, to wash with them. The work of the burnt offering they purge with them, and the sea is for priests to wash with. And he maketh the 10 candlesticks of gold, according to their ordinance, and placeth in the temple 5 on the right, and 5 on the left. And he maketh 10 tables, and placeth in the temple 5 on the right, and 5 on the left. And he maketh bowls of gold 100. And he maketh the court of the priests, and the great court, and doors for the court, and their doors he hath overlaid with brass. And the sea he hath placed on the right shoulder eastward, over against the south. And Huram maketh the pots, and the shovels, and the bowls. And Huram finisheth to make the work that he made for King Solomon in the house of God. 2 pillars, and the bowls, and the crowns on the heads of the 2 pillars, and the 2 wreaths to cover the 2 bowls of the crowns that are on the heads of the pillars. And the pomegranates 400 to the 2 wreaths, 2 rows of pomegranates to the 1 wreath, to cover the 2 bowls of the crowns that are on the front of the pillars. And the bases he hath made, and the lavers he hath made on the bases. The 1 sea, and the 12 oxen under it, and the pots, and the shovels, and the forks, and all their vessels, hath Huram his father made for King Solomon, for the house of Jehovah, of brass purified. In the circuit of the Jordan hath the king cast them, in the thick soil of the ground, between Succoth and Zeradatha. And Solomon maketh all these vessels in great abundance, that the weight of the brass hath not been searched out. And Solomon maketh all the vessels that are for the house of God, and the altar of gold, and the tables, and on them is bread of the presence, and the candlesticks, and their lamps for their burning according to the ordinance, before the oracle, of gold refined. And the flowers, and the lamps, and the tongs of gold, it is the perfection of gold. And the snuffers, and the bowls, and the spoons, and the censers, of gold refined. And the opening of the house, its innermost doors to the Holy of Holies, and the doors of the house to the temple, of gold.